Okay, commissioners, call to order the meeting of the Village Commission, monthly meeting for January the 15th, 2025, our first meeting of the year.
Oh, that's right.
And as we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treaty people with a responsibility to each other and to this land. We have a guest this evening in our public forum, Councilor Tom Brennan. Wow, this is
Bremner.
exciting.
Bremner.
Bremner.
Yeah,
I was gonna call him Bremer.
that's how they say it.
And would you like to make a statement, sir, or you
It's
simply?
nice to be here and see how this all went again.
Excellent, excellent. And do we have anybody on Zoom at all, madam?
We do not.
Okay. As ever, we're very popular crowd. And has everyone had the opportunity to have a look at the agenda for this evening? And do we have any additions or requests for deletions?
Some additions.
Thank you, Tom.
I guess I'll just categorize. I put three things under, I guess, maintenance of village property.
Which number?
That's what I was going to ask. but-
Oh, okay. Let's put it under new business, just for convenience. Maintenance of new property, of village property. Anybody else have additions or strikes? Okay, I'm going to put the motion on the table. That the agenda of the January 15th, 2025 regular monthly meeting be approved as amended with discussion of maintenance of village properties under 8.0 new other business. May I have a second? Okay, I saw Gloria before I saw Laura. All right. Has everyone had the opportunity to read the minutes? I'll put the motion on the table. That the minutes of the December 18th, 2024 regular monthly meeting be approved as presented or as amended. Does anyone have amendments to the minutes?
So moved.
You're so second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you-
We don't always do it that way, though.
I always place the motion on the table, that way. if
So you
there's
don't need an
discussion-
initiator?
No,
Oh, okay.
it makes the thing move faster in a small group like this. Okay. Any objections to the motion that the minutes be approved? Carried unanimously. Okay, business arising, 5.0, 5.1, connect to active transportation fund. Do you want to tell us anything about that, Heather? Or is the memo standalone?
The memo pretty much stands alone.
I agree.
I looked into it as we discussed, and
Yeah.
while there's a possibility that there might be something for us in future, currently doesn't align with
No, it
anything
doesn't
we're
fit.
doing.
Like even, I was thinking myself, like bike trails, there's no room on any of the village streets to do bike trails, or bike lanes, I should say. And the trails seem to be pretty much taken care of by MODC with some involvement with the province. And, but as you say, in the future, something may come up, but right now, I couldn't conceive of anything. Does anybody have any ideas how we might get involved in active transportation?
Active transfer.
Well, it means using your feet.
I think that's what we talked about at the
Yeah.
last, just to connect.
I
to
think
connect
right
to
now-
somewhere.
Probably not, eh? But thank you for looking into that, Heather. Okay, correspondence. We did talk briefly about the code of conduct training. The reason that it's on the agenda is to tell you about the in-person sessions. Do you have that right at hand? Oh, here, I've got it. Now, just to remind all commissioners, this is mandatory. If you don't go to the in-person session, and for us, South Shore is going to be Thursday, January the 30th, from 1 till 3. That's the in-person session. I'll make sure everybody has that. And it's at the Best Western Plus Bridgewater. And you do have to register, so Heather has something where you can click on it, it goes register here. So if you don't do the in-person, then you must do the online. Now, they haven't given
Yeah.
us dates for the online
They have
yet.
not.
That's what I was just about to
We're
ask.
expecting that to come in February is the last I heard from Ames last.
Yeah, no, okay, that would be my choice.
was the Yeah.
I would like to know.
1 to 3.
1 to 3?
Heather, did you circulate the one that says register here?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's
has
in your
everybody
agenda
seen
package.
that, so they know they can just
Page
click and
11.
register?
There's a link, hot link there if you want to register. Or just tell me and I'll register.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll be informing us as soon as the online modules become available.
Yeah, correct.
It's odd that they managed to get the in-person organized before.
Yeah, that strikes me as,
Now, is this municipal code of conduct only for villages or is it for council as well?
It's for all municipalities and
All
villages. in the
municipality
province.
elected
That's the one we had to
Oh,
pass back
take
in
note.
November.
It's already been done.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the one that was approved back in November.
okay.
that we had to-
yeah.
All right, moving on
a
then
memo.
from correspondence, there's no other correspondence, I assume. So now we will do 7.0 reports, and I will pass that over to our clerk treasurer to elucidate us.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Code of conduct, as we were just saying, mandatory online training is expected to roll out in February, and I should go on to one person. The other big piece with the code of conduct is that all municipalities and villages are required to appoint an investigator. This is, I just put a little snippet of that requirement that comes out of the code.
Is there a timing for that, or
There
deadline?
is not. Avons has put out an RFP just to try to help municipalities and villages and get kind of a pre-approved list. But I don't think they've had any applicants, so.
I'd like to see a job description.
Mhm.
Do they have a job description?
There would be one in their. There would be one in your RFP, I expect. I haven't seen it. I'll see if I can get a copy.
Yes.
Has council got anybody, Tom, for this role?
Yeah.
No, for the code of conduct.
The
We
investigator.
are
You guys are
dealing
waiting.
with, we are dealing with it, waiting for the internet.
Okay,
They want
so,
either a lawyer or a formal peace officer.
oh, is that right?
That's the recommendation.
Right.
And I have been the other villages, we've all been talking about it as well, so. Kingston, Port Williams sent kind of an outline of what they think because there would be a retainer involved and. You know, you
So
have
we
to
don't
have
know
an
any of
agreement.
that yet.
Yeah, so we don't have any of that.
So we
yet.
don't have a job description and we don't have knowledge of whether there's retainer. There must be because it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
professional role.
Yeah.
Exactly. So everybody's kind of all asking each other, how are you doing with this
Okay.
thing? That's kind of where we're at right now, so
Got it.
hopefully I'll have more solid information next time.
No timeline, Heather?
No, there wasn't a timeline on it.
Okay.
We just have
Well,
to,
it must be implementation of the act, which would be what, fiscal year? When does the code of conduct become law?
it came.
It's already been
Yeah, it was
promulgated?
proclaimed in, right after the municipal elections.
Well, in that case, we better get our giddy up on.
So, yeah, if anybody does know of anyone with professional experience as an investigator, send it my way. Start to look into that. The EDI committee, a letter has been sent to Chester Municipal Council with our request to formally join your EDI advisory committee. No idea if that's gonna make your agenda tomorrow or not, probably not, maybe next time. If the municipality agrees, the commission will need to select your representative for that. So give some thought to that. The street decor survey that was launched on January 6th, online and via residents' mailboxes. At time of writing, actually, as of this afternoon, there is 79 responders so far. Yeah, and the deadline is still Yeah, it's still like a week and a
I
half
did
away.
not get a copy. What did you do? Did you limit it to just the boxes at the post office?
No, we brought them up and whenever we do a distribution to the village, they put them in the post offices and they also, some go out with the drivers on the rural routes.
Yeah, I didn't get
We
one.
got
I'm
ours,
surprised
but
you
we have a
didn't get one.
box.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah. Do you have a box at the post office?
No, I don't have a box post office. I have a box in my building.
Oh, maybe there's,
That's why I was thinking, I think you may have accidentally limited it to the post office.
I thought they would just drop off there, but I guess not.
You have to pay extra if you want to go beyond the post office. And it's hard for us because
Yeah,
the
they
way
can't
the
break it
rules
down that
go,
way.
we have to pay for it to go way outside. So I think in the end, it's probably wise just to do the central post office.
So is there a central mailbox at the building?
Yeah.
How many? Because I could just drop a bunch off.
Well, in the whole complex, there's about 50 or 60 boxes,
Okay, we could do that.
but I don't think you have access to the boxes.
We'll give
I can give them to you.
You shove them through your side, they're one at a time.
They're post office boxes. They can only be accessed by post office people.
Good, you could just put a pile of them.
Oh, yeah, I
like
can
the
put a
post office
pile,
boxes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do that to you. But yes, that's encouraging that we're getting good feedback. I have no idea what.
You haven't collated the data?
I would say 47 is a very good.
Most now it's
We've
more.
got, we've got 79.
As of today.
79,
Yeah.
holy mackerel.
Yeah,
Well, obviously, people have opinions.
yep. So it'll be interesting to see where we.
How
go.
it breaks down, yeah.
So the strategic priorities workshop we have next week, I'm pleased to share that Gordon Tate will join us to facilitate our workshop. He's on the board of our health center and led their strategic plan development and has done so for other nonprofits. His day job is in the community development and recreation department at the municipality, so he's certainly familiar with the environment we're working in and kind of where roles and responsibilities land. And he was recommended by Jeff Conrad. He's like,
I believe
That'd be
he was
great.
here, addressed us one time. I'm sure one evening,
He's
him
very
and his
knowledgeable.
partner were
He
here. or
he really
something.
does
Yeah,
know this stuff. We had a great weekend.
that was a long time.
The other person that was
Cheryl
suggested, I
LeBlanc.
wasn't able to get a hold of her.
I got a hold of her. She's coming. She'd like the first hour.
I'll have to talk to her because Gord's already got a plan mapped out.
But for 3 hours?
The whole meeting,
That's
Gord's
kind of a-
thinking it'll be an hour and a half, 2 hours, so lucky. Oh, I should explain this, because the structure that he's got laid out, which I can share later, this is, would involve 3 sessions with us, but they'd all be about an hour and a half.
It's all at once, I think.
No, three.
So 3 separate sessions, so they're shorter.
I got a problem with that and I'd like to discuss it on camera.
Okay. All right, and that is it for that report. Shall I just carry
Okay,
on with
thank you. Yeah, you might as well carry on, because the next item is yours anyway.
Randy's favorite?
Yeah.
So with the financial report for January, so the December bank statements have been reconciled, and there's a chart here showing what our balances are. And the Q3 budget variance report is attached, so when I get through this page, we'll jump into that. Please note that as we continue retroactive data entry into Sage for the Chester Fire Services Committee, there may still be some corrections here and there required, but we should have that work completed by the next meeting. An application for the recreation facility development grant is being prepared. The due date is February 14th. And no word yet on the code and renewal for infrastructure. These are both for the phase 3 of the Lido accessibility.
Have you had any communication with the department officials at all, or it's just
From Growth and Renewal for
for the one
Infrastructure,
that's out there? now?
just confirmation they received it, so, but it hasn't been that long, it will always take a couple of months at least. RFPs are still in progress, this one up on my computer. 2025-26 budget, the preparation of the draft budget begins this month. The key pieces of information are the 2025 property assessment figures that we usually get from MODC toward the end of the month, and the annual CPI for 2024 from the Ministry of Finance. That is going to be released on January 21st, today. So I'll at least know what that piece is. Plus, just a comment that results from our strategic priority session may also inform the budget, depending on if we come up with projects. And just a reminder that the Chester Fire Services Committee budget is due to be presented to the village and municipality on or before February 15th and approved by April 1st. That's according to the intermunicipal agreement. The committee's annual meeting for ratepayers will be held on Tuesday, February 11th. That's just an FYI if anybody wants to come, because we'll also be presenting the budget there. And then on to our variance report. So in terms of revenue, we've got, we've got 3 quarters in. We don't have the 4th quarter advance yet. I expect that will turn out later this month. The second item, the 22,000, that is, we now have to actually invoice the fire committee for mine and Maxine's time.
Because they have their own money now?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can't just move it, so we have to invoice them, so that's what's been invoiced to date. It's not quite up to date, but it's, I think it's the first half of the year.
So that's for 3 quarters?
I can't remember what we did to, it's the first 2 quarters, wasn't it? But that's too long. I know. Just like a month ago. And then that next item, the CFSC rent income, that is the overhead, the 25% of our rent that they also defray because they meet here and use office equipment. Eastlake Rental Tower, that is complete for the year. The HST offset grant was, I mentioned this the last time, because we got that a little while ago. That was nice, it was a little more than we anticipated. And then the federal lifeguards grant was also more than anticipated, so
Oh, yes.
that's all pretty good.
Why was it larger than we
Wow, it's quite a bit.
anticipated? Have we had more people or?
Last year, I based it on what they had given in previous years, but this past year, because we had 2 full-time people, yeah, we were able to, they reimbursed us for more than.
So that is essentially a
Significantly more.
reimbursement.
Yes, we pay it, and this comes in as a
Yeah.
grant.
Okay.
That was my one question was,
Yes.
wow, what happened there?
Yeah, and I don't think I have a lot to flag here. In expenses under governance, the only one I'm flagging there is that figure of 1,437. That is the combined low-income property tax and nonprofit that the municipalities collected in the first installment. So I don't get the final number till.
So this is till Q2, is it?
This is, well, there's 2.
Or Q3,
Not
okay.
sure what. When did the tax? It's September, wasn't it? April, yeah, September. April. So this would be Q2.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I think you actually said that in one of your notes, yeah.
Yeah.
Q3
It's
ends,
probably in my notes.
yeah, Q3 doesn't end until the end of December.
So I suppose,
And the next elections. Administration. Our actual on this is actually lower than it's showing because the supplier we had in Q1 still has an invoice,
No,
but I've put the amount it should be in there just as a placeholder, so we don't forget about it.
Which
that's
item?
note 4, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah,
No,
If I don't get it.
4, I
Approve
think.
that.
Oh, no, you're right,
That
it's
was
5,
perfect.
it's 5, yeah, note 5.
So if we never get anything,
Oh, that's the one that we don't have.
that's the
Yeah.
one that,
Yes.
yeah. Still though, it's really weird. Anyway, I've just got it holding there so we don't forget. It might still come in. And if it never does, then so be it. We'll see that at the end of the year. Randy, any questions from that section?
No,
I guess I
no.
should say, does anyone have any questions from that section?
Well, no, not in that particular one, no. The street lights thing, no. What's
Yeah,
the
I've got a
deal
question
there?
too.
Street light,
There's something, note 6 is
yes. So
replacing it or some such.
you'll
Again?
remember that last year, 5 of the lights went out.
Yeah,
But they didn't actually do the work until May or June, whatever it was. It was in this fiscal.
Yeah.
So that cost went against this year instead of last year. But now another one is out. But it takes, the order time is ridiculous.
How long do these darn things last?
lead time is great.
I don't know how long they've been there before. But it's.
We haven't had a lot
It's a
of
huge
fixing.
lead time, so basically, of the 8 of them, 6 of them have already been replaced. The 7th one is now gonna be replaced. But I ordered 2 because I'm gonna guess that the 8th one's gonna go out.
I think that's a reasonable.
Yeah, I
guess.
agree, yeah.
Because it takes so long to get them, so there will be another cost that hits that once those come in.
So what we're seeing right now as actual, 10,298, that is just the 8 originals being
That was
paid
the
for.
6 that got.
Or
that-
6,
Yeah,
or
the 6
whatever.
that got done, that was
So
supposed to be
you have
last year.
nothing on the other 2, yeah, okay.
Why is it that the budget for streetlight towers is so much higher than the expenditure?
That was kind of a last minute panic, last year, because I had it in lower and then we got a bill that was double. Because we knew the rates were all going up. So I very quickly increased that estimate because we thought that was what it was
I
gonna
think
be.
maybe I remember.
But it turned out that it was an error, so it's
Oh.
been, it's increased, but it has not doubled, so.
Well, we can apply that money to those 2 new lights.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, we just I mean, we're just about right as far as what's left of the budget,
Yeah,
25% or thereabouts, yeah. It's an easy fix.
Okay, beautification,
this says community celebration grants, 10,000, 10,000.
We didn't use it
that's
this
the
year.
grants.
Was-
Oh, no, we did,
Sorry.
that's the grants that we give to the Heritage
Oh, those,
Society
so
and
that's
the
why
golf
it's
club.
spent.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're all
we
gone,
spend it
yeah.
back in the
Got
spring.
it, got it.
So it's done for the year in May.
Yeah.
April. So flower baskets are a smidge under, so the costs for that survey, I'll apply to that line. Will still be within budget. Reese, the final check
Just signed it,
just
didn't
got
it?
signed, so
Yeah.
that'll be applied next time, so it's
Yeah.
nearly done. Economic development, we haven't done a project to date. We'll see if that changes after next week. Summer compost collection, that's completed for the year, obviously. Property maintenance, public washrooms. Okay, so property maintenance, public washrooms, and Lido maintenance are still gonna jump because we got the summer bill a bit late.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. I didn't finish writing the note on that, I just said explain. So that one,
That's number 9, yeah.
yeah, I realized after I sent it out that I didn't finish writing that out. So, that's driven by a number of things. We had some problems with vandalism that kids kept turning on the outside tap and running all the water out of the washrooms. So there was quite a few times this year that the washrooms all went dry, so it was either that or the pump
Can we put a
died.
lock on that tap?
I don't know. I'll see.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I'll find it out. So, but between that and the pump in there went down quite a few times
In the washroom?
in the washrooms, yeah, so that when people flush, nothing happens.
Is that because it's old and needs to be replaced?
I'll be on it. Oh, no, I thought the new pump we got was for the pool.
Yeah,
It was
me
for the
too.
washroom.
No, it was the pool.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
pool pump also was giving us a lot of trouble. And that leak that has now been mostly fixed, the exterior's been done, was quite bad last year, and Debbie was having
Took
to
a lot
go
of
down
water,
there like
yeah.
every other day, even after hours, to have to top it up. And so we just had a lot of extra time that won't be applicable next year because that's all been fixed. And we got a new one. So, yeah.
You figure we're still waiting to see more than the 30,000 we've
Oh, yeah.
already spent?
Yeah.
Do you have any sense of what that's gonna be?
Yeah, it's, in fact, it was so much that Fred came down to talk to me. And I said, it is what it is, because there wasn't much we could do about circumstances of the. So for the Lido, there's still gonna be close to 15.
Yeah, well, that's, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say 56,000
No,
or
no,
something,
no.
you know?
Yeah, about 15, and washrooms will be another 700. Yeah, a couple things like that. So,
Above and beyond that 30,000 we've already spent.
yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, I just needed to have some sense of what, when you say it's gonna be a significant bill.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty surprised, but
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be high because
Hmm.
Gibby kept flagging it. It's like, hey, I'm gonna have to do this and that's overtime, like,
Well, ask Gibby to have a
That's
look
what
at
we can
the
do.
pump for the washrooms too,
Yeah.
in the next fiscal, like.
Yeah.
April or something.
Yeah.
So we change fiscal years, right?
No use having to go down during the
Mm.
season, I mean, if it's gonna go, we might as well be preemptive about it.
yeah, it was a lot this year, a lot more than the previous year, for sure.
So we spent a lot of money, I mean, that new pump for the pool and all that stuff.
Yeah, the new pump wasn't that much.
But didn't we get some kind of an awning or some sort of?
We actually didn't wind up getting the awning.
Oh.
We put money in the budget for the awning because we thought
Yeah.
it was broken, but it was okay.
Oh, okay.
So we were able to kick that down.
So most of these expenses at the moment are the fixing up of the pool itself, are they? Yeah, the
And
cement
supplies,
work and
like
stuff.
the, all the chlorine and all.
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
pH
yeah, the normal
balancer,
stuff,
Yeah, all
yeah.
that stuff. And the first aid stuff, yeah, there's lots of the,
Did we get the new outlet installed this year? The new hole down at the bottom, the drain or whatever that had to be replaced or something? I think that's what it was,
I don't
wasn't it?
remember that.
Yeah, there was something to do with the outflow from the pool, the door that locks it off or something. Oh, well,
doesn't ring a bell.
okay, I wonder what, well, I know we talked
Yeah.
about something that was.
That big crack probably.
Yeah, no,
it
but
is
it
now,
was,
so-
I thought it was something wrong with the outlet there that had to be replaced or, anyway, it doesn't matter
No,
if it
So
didn't
the crack
happen.
was outletting.
Yeah,
Maybe,
there
yeah.
was a valve at the bottom.
That's what
connected to
I'm
the
thinking
pump.
of.
Yeah, that's the valve.
So
I
that
still
isn't the
have to
little
look at.
door that closes off the hole
I
at
don't
the
think
bottom?
so.
Oh, okay. I'm confusing what it actually is now. Yes, the valve then is
Yeah,
whatever.
connected to the pump.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise, everything was pretty straightforward. And then reserves, which we haven't put in yet because we did that toward the end of Q4, sure we're still got cash flow. So that's operations. Capital. Some of that has been spent, so that was, most of the work got done in the fall, as you know. And there's still a couple of pieces to be finished in the spring, just doing that patch from the inside. And cleaning up the inside walls. And then the retrofit, that amount is the consultant's report. Since, as we know, we haven't done it yet, so that's still pending. Hopefully, we're still gonna get some of that done in the spring. And then the the EMC building, so this one is separate because there's no public money in this. So essentially, the capital project for that, the roof was completed back last summer. The reserve deposit will be made again toward the end of the year, and that's the difference between the rental income and what we spent that year. Toward the end of the year. Right now, everything's final on it, other than possibly maintenance and repairs. If anything else needs to be fixed this fiscal. Okay, anyone have any further questions?
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Nothing there requires a motion, I don't believe.
No.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry, there is one other item that's not
Was there?
on here. Maxine checked into, just because there was a question last time, the total cost per bill to print a check, mail a check, put it in a vote, mail it versus an EFT. So the breakdown she has basically comes down to do a physical check is $2.61 per, and to do an EFT is $1.10. So just so we know what the difference was. So that's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, it's so crazy.
but you see more and more organizations moving toward that. It seems like a big jump, because you're so used to doing the physical checks and so on. But I think it's the wave of the future.
Yeah, I think we should go.
Could you address his concern? What-
Yes, yeah, well, I was the one who said I wasn't comfortable with that
Okay,
at the
sorry,
last meeting.
sorry, Randy.
And just simply because there is, what's the word? The possibility that those who control the EFT can do virtually what they like without the rest of us having anything to do with it. So say it's yourself and it's Heather. Well, let's just do that by EFT and someday we'll report it to the rest of the guys, but it puts the decision-making basically in the hands of two people.
But right now, two people sign the checks.
But we all get an opportunity to be involved in that. With an EFT, we don't.
Can we do that? Can we
Yeah.
make everybody?
everybody can be signing, did I say?
It costs money.
Yeah, it
I don't think it
costs.
was a lot, but
Or we
Yeah.
could simply send out whatever we're doing on for the EFT report, the number of checks. That
Yeah.
paper can go to everybody, that they can see what we're paying.
but
And
it
then
wasn't that I
Yeah,
was
that cover
against it in
sheet,
like I
principle.
can't
That cover
submit it
sheet that
until.
Maxine always does for the check, she does the same thing.
You're looking
for
at the
EFTs.
security of it.
The checks and balances are what I'm looking at. I could see, this is not likely with this particular commission. But the worry for me is there may be somebody unscrupulous get in at some point and maybe collude with, say, Heather goes off the rails and decides, hey, you guys, throw a little into our own account. And I mean, that can be hidden in the books. No one would ever know.
Yeah,
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's happened.
No, I'm sure.
Not here, but at other places. That was my concern, was how do the other people involved have any kind of control over what the two signing officers do?
Well, you would have to have your invoices matching all your payments. I mean, like, you know
Well,
what
yeah,
I mean? If-
but the books can be made to lie, Laura, that, oh, yeah, we took $500
But
or
I mean,
$600.
that has been
from
happening long before electronic.
Oh, no,
transfers came along.
I understand, but with EFT, it's so much slicker. It's just, someone presses a button and it's done.
I still gotta
There's
reconcile
no
your.
paper
still
trail
gotta
or
I
anything.
reconcile
enter
their
it,
paper trail.
I enter it, she has to approve it, you have to approve it.
And then you have,
And then I have
you
to
have to
submit,
activate it.
because the first time we did that. When
Payroll,
she
we need to
changed
do that
payroll,
first.
I didn't submit it, I thought they approved it, well, let's just say that day, we didn't get payroll till I hadn't submitted it.
So how does it go forth to the rest of the members of the commission then,
In
that
the
these
financial-
monies are being spent?
And the financial reports with the checks.
Yeah, because you know that cover sheet that Maxine has when we've got a bundle of checks?
Yeah, yeah,
She does the exact same thing for the EFTs, and I still go through them and check them against the invoices and so on, so that can still be here.
yeah, I guess, I don't know, there's, it's just
Or
to
we've
me, it's
got
a
paper to
security
be
hole, that's all, that's, I'm just not comfortable with it. Now, if everyone else votes for it, I guess there's not much I can say, but it would be
It's also good to be on her.
better
Yeah,
to,
the
for
honor
me,
girls.
if we were all allowed, as opposed to just
We can do
Geraldine.
that, at the time we discussed it, because of the postal strike, we just did one, but
Yes,
all of you
yes.
can be added, I think it's $10 a month per person.
Per person?
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be more than it's worth, yeah.
yeah, like there's 3 signing officers on the fire committee, there's 6 of them, but only 3 signed. So they're all on, but that was only $20 a month extra.
So I guess this doesn't obviate the possibility of creative bookkeeping on somebody's part.
Well, there's always the possibility of creative book.
I realize that. And so what I'm saying is that that thing that Maxine has on the top of the checks, if I could, I personally would like to see that.
Sure.
You know, like the Heather email, oh, no, I don't mean
It
right
can be,
tonight.
no, but it could be emailed.
Yeah, or
Or
something,
we can tell you.
so we can, the
it's
rest of
here if
us
you
can
wanted to
see.
sign on.
Do you wanna
We can still do
put
that.
Randy on it for a couple of months, see what you
Yeah.
think?
Why don't we do
Yeah,
that?
try that.
No, if you guys are all in favor of it, I
No,
won't
no,
fight it.
Randy,
No.
put you on it for a couple of
Okay.
months.
Add Randy to the account.
Oh, on the account.
No,
itself,
you
don't
come
need
back,
that.
let us know.
Yeah, okay,
If there's a
okay.
problem with it, I wanna know.
Yeah.
After you send yourself money.
Yeah, well,
Exactly, that's right.
after you left the country,
Yeah,
Heather and I
start
are heading
going
for
on
Mexico.
Vacations,
That has to
everybody.
be set up.
send us an email from wherever.
Yeah, yeah.
First one.
I guess we'll have to take Maxine too. We'll need more money for that.
Try it, and you can report
Yeah,
back.
I
How's that?
know a lot of people don't seem to have that problem.
Well, no, I get
but,
your point, I get your point.
But I don't know,
I think
EFT
it's
is
John.
too
I
easy.
do all my
I was,
personal banking.
Yeah,
My
I've been doing,
previous
I've
job,
been doing
there
my
was-
payment online for so long, it
and
just
I was
seems
on the
weird
line
to
for
me to write the
7,000,
check.
9,000, because he wrote checks to me. Oh. But he put it in his bank.
And that sort of thing is quite easy to do electronically,
He
even
said
more
every
so.
signed checks in my box.
But if
Well,
they're mailed to
the
you-
problem is, Randy, if someone is determined to defraud an organization, they will, I mean, they did it in the premier's office, you know, they've done it for political parties and the
I
premier.
realize
Yeah.
that the possibility exists, but I would rather it not exist for this commission, let's put it that way.
Okay, are we happy?
Yeah, we can move on, and we're
Okay,
just
do we
wasting
need a
time.
motion for that or not, Heather?
I don't think so, I'll
Okay.
just add Randy.
As
to
long
it.
as it's in the minute?
If I get those things that Maxine puts on top of the checks, I'll be happy at this point.
Okay.
So I can see what's
And if
flowing
you wanna
out.
come and see the, because
No, wait, now, are we putting you on it?
You want to be on the
Put,
baby
go on it.
$10 man?
No, I don't think. I don't know, it's not that, all I need to do is see the movement of the checks.
Okay, would you
Well,
make sure that
yeah.
that happens, Max?
When I come and sign checks, I read that,
Okay.
you know, and to see who's getting the money, basically.
All right then.
Anyway,
Well,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom,
And then
for
there's
supporting
one
me
more.
on that.
Randy is happy, everybody's
yes.
happy, no objections, moving on. 8.0 new business, maintenance of village
Ah,
property.
yes, this is
Tom, could
Tom's.
you lead us in that discussion?
Yeah,
please?
the first thing I saw, I guess I don't follow Facebook, but there's something to do with a utility room ceiling in the fire hall falling down. Has that been fixed or?
yes and no, there was a leak, that was part of some of the building efficiencies. There was a leak last winter, we had a heck of a mess in there, so the plumbing got fixed, that was the main
We're
thing.
talking about the.
Fire hall.
VHS, Oh, the fire hall.
No, the existing fire hall.
Yeah, the there's a room
Yeah.
in the basement that there was a water leak,
Okay.
pipe broke. So that all got fixed. But no, I don't think they've replaced the roof, because again,
The ceiling,
ceiling.
why don't you fix the ceiling?
I'll have to check with Cody, because I think one of their members was gonna do it, but I don't know if they did. I'll ask him.
Yeah, they tend to try and do a lot of stuff like that themselves,
On
keep
their
the
own,
costs down.
Yeah, and then if they need to.
I didn't see it, I heard it was a complaint,
Oh, okay,
I don't read Facebook.
do you wanna be specific about a complaint?
Well, I
or
just wanna,
general
no, I just
complaint?
wanna know, if it isn't fixed, why won't we fix
We
it?
knew that it had been discussed and we understood that somebody, one of the members was going to do something about it.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
they don't care, Tom, as long as the plumbing's working,
Yeah.
they don't care what the
Flush the
ceiling
toilet
looks
and have a
like, you know?
shower.
And they're looking forward to a new fire hall here at some point, and do they want to spend a lot of money fixing it up professionally?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just guessing, that might be their thoughts, well, the pipes are fixed, we don't really care if a few of the tiles are hanging
You just
down.
wanna ask?
I'll check with Cody.
Bring
Sure,
it
that
up.
if Tom feels he'd like to know that.
Okay,
Yeah, I haven't read it, so I can't say what.
okay.
But,
Anything else? that-
yeah, the other thing, I'd like to get a quote from Eastern Fence on the fence that's down at the gym lot. They put it in, I guess, 10 years ago. I'd like to get a quote on it for budget purposes.
Didn't Gibby or somebody just
Yeah, they
hack
pack-
that together? or
It's
whatever?
falling down. It's,
Yeah.
Oh, the whole
And
fence,
He
yeah,
had advised that in the next year or two. we're
It's
gonna
gonna fall
replace
down,
it,
yeah,
so-
okay.
and I'd look at the, while they're at it, look at the fence over at the fire memorial. It's kind of falling down as well.
Okay.
And the other one, if there's a fence up at the, where the new fire hall's gonna go, it's falling off. Someone said, why don't they just tear it down?
Which
You
the
mean an
little white,
old fence?
Yeah, I call it a
White thing in the
decorative
front.
fence, and
yeah,
it's rotten, I guess, and falling over. I'm not saying replace it, just tear it down.
Was it just left over from the motel? you mean?
yeah.
Yes.
There's, like, it's in the driveway, if it's the one
Yeah.
you're talking about, the little white.
They
It's
may
like
be
a little
leaving it there
low
just to
there.
prevent people from driving in.
No, it was part of the main drive-in, and there was like a garden and this little, and it's all rotten, and it's falling over, and someone must have, get rid of it.
I'm sure that's an easy fix, just take it down.
I'm not saying spend the money to fix
No
it,
reason to keep it that
Yeah,
way,
just
yeah, yeah.
rip it out.
Yeah, it would be going anyway, because all
Yeah,
that paint. will be
once they
ripped up.
start working there.
Yeah,
so-
that will be an issue.
Okay, anybody else? Anybody for Commissioner Roundtable? No? Okay, I will place on the table a motion to move in camera.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Tom.
Julie made the motion.
Yeah, I made the motion,
And who
Randy seconded.
Randy. Okay.
Thanks, Maxine.
What?
No, we're in camera now.
Hang on, sorry.
Right
Oh,
there.
I see that.